Welcome to another edition of Maverick University. I'm your host, David Hallberg. Joining me today is Pastor Doug Rogers, pastor of Berean Baptist Church of Adrian, Michigan. Pastor Rogers preached in College Chapel for us, and we just begged him to come on the podcast and talk with us a little bit about a special ministry that he has there at Berean Baptist in Adrian, Michigan. You've been pastoring there, pastor, for 21 years and had been pastoring in general for 40 years, had started a church in Bern, Indiana, and a lot of ministry experience. So there's so many things that I would like to ask you, but we've got to keep it narrowed down to this one topic, and it's something called the Fair Ministry. Can you tell us what is that even?
Well, years ago, 1982, Brother Mike Cox started a fair ministry.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Lenawee County Fair. It's a big fair. A lot of people come through, and they started the fair ministry with the idea of getting the gospel out. Mm-hmm. And it's done that now 42 years. We've had our fair ministry. The tent has been located in many different places. Used to be by the main gate area, but they keep moving us farther and farther away. They're not as excited about us, the fair people. They don't see the reason for us being there, but we do. We get the gospel out. We also want to promote our church. We want people to know about our church, and so we bring them into the tent, and we can get into that a little bit later. But we always have a very quality display. They've given prizes out for the best display, and we would win every year if they were being honest. Yeah. But because it's very, very nice, and so we want the gospel to be very, very impressive, and we want people to see that our testimony is one of getting people saved. So
the purpose, obviously, evangelism, advertisement for the church secondarily. So what exactly is the method? What does it look like if I were to attend a fair there in your county? This is just the county fair. So you've got the 4-H, you've got the animals, you've got the carnival rides, you got the rodeos, whatever else is going on. And you're situated in a place where other businesses are as well.
Yes.
So as I walk past, what would I notice? What would I see? Who would I interact with? What is this experience like for someone?
Well, we actually have two kinds of ways to get people in. One, we offer free KoolAid.
Okay.
So we give out free KoolAid. Free. In the past, we've had all kinds of free items: lemonade, iced tea, all kinds of different things. Now it's free KoolAid. And we also have a drawing. We have three prizes: first, second, third prize. In the past, we've given away gift certificates, $100 gift certificate to the mall, $50, $25, different kind of prizes, cash prizes, and so there's the drawing, and then there's the free items. So some people just automatically come in for the free item. KoolAid, if it's hot, in the 80s, 90s, we'll give away a lot of KoolAid.
Yeah.
We have then the drawing, and so if you're walking down the little path, you would see our tent. You'd see our people. They're out there standing, and they're holding their flyers. They have flyers that talk about the free KoolAid and about the drawing, and we give out those flyers. We have people in different places giving out flyers and directing them to our tent. And so you would come in there and you would realize, okay, I'm going to get a free drink, and I'm going to sign up for a drawing, and that's kind of how all the draw is into the tent. And again, it's an attractive display.
Absolutely. So and that's what most businesses do anyway. So this is not something uncommon. There's people, hey, sign up, we'll give you a free something. Now there's a chance of winning something in the future. And obviously this information that you're collecting, if they're signing up, this is a future prospect card. This is future follow-up if this person seemed to be interested. So as this person signs up for this drawing, your goal is to try and get them the gospel at that point in a more private setting. They're out in the hustle and bustle. You want to get them in the tent to give them a more intimate gospel presentation.
Yes.
How does that conversation go as they're signing up to try and accomplish that goal?
Well, our people have given. Obviously, they give money to pay for everything, and then we have people sign. We have sign-up sheets, and so we have people serving the KoolAid. We have people that are soul winners.
Okay.
The soul winners are obviously, they are going to be in the tent. They are going to man the tables. We'll set up 12 to 15 tables with chairs around them, and somebody will come in and, would you like to sign up for our drawing? Or we may get them off the little path. Would you like to sign up for our drawing? Well, they feel safe. Sign up for a drawing. Now, they know us now, so some won't necessarily because of that, but on that, for the sign up for the drawing, we have different questions about, would you be interested in? And it's different church ministries, and always at the bottom, the conclusion, we ask them, if you died today, do you know for sure you'd go to heaven?
So that's on their little survey card.
It's automatic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that's automatic. So they're filling things out and everything, and then they come to that. And sometimes they'll say, I'm not interested, but many times it is the question they weren't expecting at the fair.
Sure. And
our soul winners, they are trained. They know what to say. They know what to do. And we don't want to key on the. They can ask any question about the church they want, about the different ministries and that. But the main thing, obviously, is to try to win them to Christ.
Yeah, so all these ministries that you're listing here, hey, would you be interested in a children's ministry? Oh, yeah, I got kids. I'll sign up.
Yes,
and they
do.
That sounds interesting to me. Oh, man, a nursery for my my children so I can enjoy. So yeah, that's check. I'd be interested in a church that had that. And then you get to that. So whenever that card is checked, and I don't know for sure I'm on my way to heaven, I would like to know more. You say, the conversation basically goes, hey, would you like somebody to show you right now?
That's it.
And you get them into the tent, and somebody is able to share the gospel with them.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Tremendous. So you give the thing I like about it is you talked about how some people will walk by and not be interested, and like as soon as they see it's a church, no, I'm not giving you my information. You haven't really lost anything.
No.
Because the people who aren't interested in church in general aren't necessarily going to be wanting you to open a Bible and show them how to go to heaven. So once a person has sat down with somebody with the gospel, maybe they do make a profession of faith, they lead them to Christ. What are the steps for that person after that? Are we giving them some kind of discipleship material at that time, setting up an appointment for future follow-up? What's the plan after that?
Oh, yes. We of course, we record all the decisions. Every decision is being recorded. If they get saved, we put that aside in a salvation group, and then if they're already saved, looking for a church, many people come to our fair from other communities outside of Adrian.
Sure.
And so we set those aside. We'll call a good church in their area, pass their name on. Happens all the time. And so we follow that up. I mean, it's a great follow-up with these are good prospects, because even if it was a child that came in, it's a good prospect. Your child came into our tent and, well, they weren't interested. Well, they were interested because they came in and they talked to us. Now, they may have came in because they were thirsty and they wanted KoolAid, but they talked to them.
Yep.
And so we have a good follow-up. Many times we'll see parents saved as a result of a child getting saved at the fair. Or a parent may come by after their child came by.
Yeah.
And they want to get free KoolAid. And, my child was in here. And, the soul winner will remember that and talk to the parents as well. It's a great opportunity. And we're friendly. I tell our people, I say, look, don't browbeat these people. Be nice to them. Show that Christians are nice people. And so they, we want to leave a good taste in their mouth.
Especially in such a public setting.
And rough setting.
Well, yeah, any fair, setting that I've been a part of, it's not only just the general public, but it's some rough characters, and a lot of people go to fairs because they're advertising some band that's playing that night, and there's a beer garden or whatever, and some people have had a couple too many or whatever, and especially in a private setting, door to door soul winning, you're going to face opposition at that. But even more so, I imagine, in an open public setting what kind of opposition do you have? How do you get registered every year for the fair? Has there ever been opposition? I mean, you've been doing this for 40 years, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the vendors got upset when we were giving away free lemonade, tea, things they were selling. And I understood that.
Yeah.
And even water, because people are selling water now. So we had to come up with something they weren't selling. And we had to figure that out. KoolAid. Nobody sells KoolAid, so we could give away free KoolAid. And that has worked now for many years. We've been able to give away free KoolAid. And so, again, the fair, they're not against us. They're just not for us. They see no need for us. Mm-hmm. We're not making money. And that's the way they look at it. I mean, we have tractor salespeople across from us. We have the coal-burning stove next to us. We have food all around us. We have the rides. We have all of that. And they don't, they can't possibly understand what we're doing. We did have a lawsuit years ago before I came. Somebody was upset because their teen daughter got saved. And it's like, why would you be upset? And there was a lawsuit, and I don't know, they settled out of court, I think. But
yeah,
I've had phone calls. My teen son got stuck in your tent, and I said, well, how old's your teen son? Well, he's 16. And well, how big is he? 6'2". And I said, oh, and who talked to him? Al Morin. Well, Al Morin had polio and was a skinny little runt and couldn't hardly do. And I said, what do you do? Put him in a headlock? I mean, what are you talking about? Your son got trapped in our, and it's like the son was interested. Mm. The son got saved. Dad, why wouldn't you be happy about that?
Yeah.
And I take calls like that all the time. Why aren't you happy that we're doing this? We're not causing anybody any trouble. We're not hurting anyone, but the devil's always going to fight it.
Well, absolutely. You're putting a target on your ministry by trying to do something. Every ministry does. When they're trying to do something and go the extra mile, it's just you're going to have adversity. You're going to have obstacles, and you're going to have to overcome those. And so just reality check right there. Talk a little bit about just what kind of lasting results.
Yeah, we've had we average 230 to 300 saved every year. Not all of them are in our area, so we pass the names on.
And that's just a 1 week span of time.
Yes, 1 week. Wow. And that's pretty average. And you're actually Providence Baptist has been sending a tour group the last couple of years.
Yes, sir.
And it's been very helpful, very, very good soul winning for them. I know they enjoy it.
It's good experience, absolutely.
Good experience. I think the prospects as well, the contacts that we have with the little surveys, and we do that follow-up year-round. Adrian is not Chicago, and so door-to-door soul winning, you can knock on every door. Yeah, you can do it every year pretty easily, and it's nice to have these visits when it's snowing, raining, cold, whatever.
It's true.
Where it's it's just a legitimate, hey, here's somebody we had contact with. And some of the people that are not the aggressive door-to-door soul-winning people, they'll grab a stack and they'll go visit all these people. And they'll sometimes lead them to Christ.
Well, yeah, it's just not an influence on the lost world. It's an influence on your church membership where, hey, maybe somebody could get involved in soul winning that wasn't before, and this is just a step to get him there.
Easy step.
Yeah. How hard is it just to hand out a card? Yeah. Here, have some KoolAid. Absolutely. And you get to see someone leading someone else to Christ, and that'll just light a fire under any Christian. It should anyway.
Yeah, you hear them. And they fight for souls. They really do.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I have people that have done it for years and years. And one of our ladies who now has Alzheimer's, she was one of our top soul winners.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just so aggressive. She'd spend 12 hours a day at the fair. This was her ministry. And I used to have people just listen to her. And she would, I would be in the tent. I'd maybe be sitting, and she would grab a family of 6, 7 people, and she would put them all at her table, totally ignoring me. She could give me half of them. She would ignore me because she wanted to lead every one of them to Christ.
That's funny. So inside the tent, you have tables. And how many tables, how many soul winners are stationed there?
12 to 15. Sometimes they get
this is a decent-sized tent.
Oh, it's a big tent.
Yeah,
big tent. Yes, we And we've had, praise God for the tent. We had a hailstorm one time that was, it was golf ball size hail.
Wow.
And people were getting injured, and where did they all go? They all came to our tent. We had 5 people saved during the hailstorm. So, it was good to have the tent.
So the soul winning isn't necessarily one-on-one. It could be one on almost like a little mini church service going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our people are pretty aggressive.
What kind of training do you want to give to your church people? Obviously, those who have been doing it for a long time, they probably need less. But maybe a fresh soul winner who's just starting out in this ministry, what kind of advice, what tips do you give? How is soul winning at a fair different at a door-to-door situation or different from a follow-up situation?
Well, we tell them, probably the biggest thing is the distraction. Because even though we're in a tent, there's stuff going on all around. And if somebody's not looking at you, if they're not paying attention, if they're watching their buddy over there and they're making faces, and all this kind of stuff, just let them go.
Yeah.
Because they're not paying attention to you. Don't run through it giving them some kind of a false whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have eye contact. Make sure that so it is a little bit different. I try to emphasize that this is a opportunity that God has given right now, and if they want to take advantage of it, they can.
Mm-hmm.
They may not. They may mess with you.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do. Sometimes we'll have some that'll give our soul winners a hard time. But ultimately, we're giving out the gospel, and that's up to God.
Mm-hmm.
Totally up to Him what He does with it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Pastor Rogers.
Appreciate it.
This has been a big blessing, very educational, and hopefully a challenge to other churches that maybe could copy. Last final question. Do you know of other churches that do a ministry like this?
I don't know anybody who does it like this.
Okay.
Yeah, there's different fair ministries.
Yep.
But I don't know anyone who does it quite like we do.
All right. Well, maybe somebody will find out about your ministry, ask you some questions, or maybe somebody does it and maybe does a little bit different, and ideas can be exchanged. So appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us as well, and make sure that you check out our other episodes on YouTube. Make sure that you like this video and you share it with somebody that can be benefited by it so we can grow the channel. Also, make sure you check out the audio-only platforms as well. God bless you.